Welcome back to another rebuild I have for you guys here today. Today I'm going to be attempting to rebuild the Cincinnati Bengals. Also, I want to mention that over the past couple of days I've developed a flu of some sort, so if my voice sounds weird, that is why. But anyway, let's get into this rebuild here with the team recap. So Andy Dalton is the starting quarterback currently. Definitely not staying on the team. In Madden terms, he's horrible to have. He's only a 77 overall. He has normal development, and he's 30 years old. Literally, he has no room to go anywhere. In real life, so far this year, like in the preseason and in the first week, he doesn't look too bad, so maybe he can rebound and actually have a good year in real life. But, as far as Madden, simulation goes, he's terrible to have, so I'm definitely getting rid of him. Giovanni Bernard is not a bad running back in real life, but I'm pretty sure, in real life they're moving forward with Joe Mixon as their starter. So I'm going to do that here in, the rebuild. I'm probably going to get rid of Giovanni Bernard. Like, nothing against him. He's not bad, but it's just that you don't really need that good of a backup. And he definitely has some value for some teams, so I'm going to try to get rid of him. And then Walton will probably be the backup. Mark Walton, he's a rookie as well, so, I can probably just keep him there. AJ Green is a fantastic #1 wide receiver. John Ross hopefully will have a bounce back year and actually play up to his draft pick. And then Tyler Boyd has been okay. Nothing, phenomenal. He probably won't remain a starter. I think I'm going to try to trade for another wide receiver. I do want John Ross playing in the slot, though. This offensive line is really bad. I'm not sure how they performed in real life, but one of their newest players is Cordy Glenn. And he's getting traded, even though they just got him. He's only a 78 overall, and he's 28 years old. He is going to go down significantly by next season. Definitely not worth keeping. Clint Bowling, not very good. Billy Price is good. He's a rookie out of Ohio State. Definitely okay with him starting at center. Is this Trey Hopkins? Yeah, okay. 26 years old. He's only a 70 overall, though. Definitely want to replace him. And then Jake Fisher. Ooh, another pretty bad offensive lineman. So pretty much everybody here, aside from Billy Price, is going to get either replaced this year or it's sometime in the future. None of these guys are staying for the long run except for Price. And then Tyler Eifert is a very good tight end. If he can stay on the field this year, I think he'll have a good season. Sean Williams, not a terrible strong safety. He's getting up there in age, though, and he's only an 81 overall. I might try to trade him. Bates is a rookie, Jesse Bates. I couldn't remember his first name. I know he's a rookie with quick development, so I'm going to keep him at free safety. Maybe he can develop. He has the same character model as Micah Hyde. Interesting. Okay. William Jackson is a very bright spot on this defense. That makes sense? Is a huge bright spot, not very bright, whatever. He is a very talented young cornerback. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that he allowed the lowest passer rating, when he was targeted last season. And I think that, the passer rating that he allowed was lower than if the quarterback were to just throw it away every time he wanted to target William Jackson's side. So he is pretty much a lockdown corner, kind of the definition of one. I know when he plays against Antonio Brown, he normally plays very well, which is obviously really difficult to do. Darquez Dennard, not a great corner. He has quick development. Okay. I know in past Maddens he's had slow, so I expected him to have normal. Maybe I'll keep him then since he does have quick. Maybe he's turning around. I'm not even too sure. I know in the past he hasn't been great. Drake Kirkpatrick, not a great corner, really at all. I know these corners are really expensive. At least I know Drake Kirkpatrick is. Darquez Dennard might be expensive. So if he is super, super expensive, I'll probably get rid of him. Carl Lawson is a great young defensive end. He was a rookie last year, and he had a phenomenal rookie season. Definitely starting at right end for us. Carlos Dunlap is talented, but he is old. 29 years old. I kind of don't want to keep him, though. I know he's been on the Bengals for a while. He's been great on the Bengals for a while, but he is old. Geno Atkins is kind of in the same boat, so he's 30. He's a very, very good defensive tackle, though. He does, everything that you want a defensive tackle to do. I know he's good against the pass. He's good against the run. He's really just a well-rounded defensive tackle. He's also super strong, and he's pretty big. He's 6'1". Okay, not as big as I thought, but 300 pounds is pretty big. But I think I'll keep him for this season. If he regresses like crazy, I'll probably get rid of him after this year then. For the linebackers, though, Vontaze Burfict is talented. Not a great, attitude and doesn't really play too well, cleanly, I guess, in real life. But he is good to have in simulation. Preston Brown is not a bad middle linebacker. He's pretty young. I might keep him there. I'm not sure yet. And then Vincent Ray is the left outside linebacker. Maybe I can find somebody who, is interested in Vincent Ray. They also drafted Malik Jefferson. I didn't know that. Pretty sure he was a safety, right, in college, and he transitioned down to outside linebacker. What does he go up to at safety? If he goes up in overall, I might try to start him at strong safety. If he doesn't go up in overall, then I'll just trade for his safety or something. Okay, well, if he goes up in overall a lot. If it's not much, then I'm not going to worry about starting him. He's not even here, so I'm guessing he didn't go up much. Yeah, okay, he definitely did not go up much. So I'll just keep him as a backup, linebacker or something. I'm giving the 49ers Clint Bowling, Nick Vigil, and Matt Barkley to get their first rounder, and I think I might use this in a trade. The trade went through. This did not work with my first round draft pick, but I'm giving the Texans Cordy Glenn, Carlos Dunlap, and the 49ers first overall draft pick for Deshaun Watson. Andy Dalton, Ryan Glasgow, and Michael Johnson are getting me Adrian Amos. Dre Kirkpatrick, Giovanni Bernard, and Cedric Ogbuehi, I think that's how it's pronounced, for the Bills' first-round draft pick. And you guys should know that this was bound to happen at some point. Tyler Kroft and Sean Williams will get me the first-round draft pick of the New York Jets. Vincent Ray, Alex Redmond, and a fourth-round draft pick will get me Jawan James. This is kind of an interesting trade, but I'm giving the Ravens Trey Hopkins and Tyler Boyd for Brandon Williams. I didn't really want to get rid of Tyler Boyd, but he is only a 74 overall. I get that he's still very young, but I mean, he wasn't going to develop into anything anyway. I feel like I do this frequently, but he's just way too easy to get. I'm giving the Browns CJ Uzama and Jake Fisher for Joel Bitonio. This is going to be the team heading into the first season, so by no means is this team great, but I think it's okay, and it definitely has some room to grow. Like, Deshaun Watson and Joe Mixon should go up in overall throughout this rebuild. AJ Green will likely regress, but hopefully not too much. John Ross, I'm hoping, will go up in overall as well. And then this O-line, I think, got better because now we have Joel Bitonio and Jawan James, who are young and very talented. Tyler Eifert remained the tight end. And then on the defense, we have Adrian Amos now starting at strong safety. He is a great strong safety. And then this D-line is looking nice because Carl Lawson and Jordan Willis will be the edge rushers. I kind of wanted that to happen anyway. Like, I didn't plan on trading for any defensive ends. And then Geno Atkins and Brandon Williams will patrol the middle of the D-line. And, they're both very good defensive tackles. And this linebacker core really isn't great, but I can still draft outside linebacker or a middle linebacker or something. I also have a 100% scheme fit on defense, which is always cool to see. So I'll see you guys at the midseason mark. At the midseason mark here, we are 3-5, but we're tied with the Browns. The Steelers are 3-4, and the Ravens are 5-3, actually leading the division. But Deshaun Watson, Joe Mixon, Joel Bitonio, and this fullback all have an experience point. What about Josh Malone? He does not. I think his name's Josh. Anyway, and on the defense, a bunch of players have one experience point. That's pretty cool to see. What about Harris? He does not have one. So Tyler Eifert is our top impending free agent. I want him back on the team. I want Jawan James and Adrian Amos. I don't know why Tyler Eifert's third. Darquez Dennard, it kind of depends on how he plays. I'm not going to sign him back right now, but I will bring back Preston Brown just to have, some linebacker depth in case I need it. So Adrian Amos, one of the best players on this defense, definitely want him back on the team. Jawan James, one of the best offensive linemen we have, probably the second best offensive lineman. I just thought of something. I think I might move Joel Bitonio to left tackle, because is he playing tackle in real life? If any Browns fans or anybody who knows that, let me know, because I'm pretty sure I've seen in some rosters, him at left tackle. I also have the most updated rosters, by the way, so whatever position the players are, that's just what EA has them as. So it's not like I didn't change it or anything. But I think I might move Joel Bitonio to tackle. But I'm bringing back all these players, just trying to think of something to talk about, to be honest. Randy Bullock, why not get him back on the team? He's a kicker. He's not a bad one at that. So we signed back all the players I want. Now I'm going to move Joel Bitonio to tackle, and then I will see you at the midseason. I mean, at the end of the season, not the midseason mark. Very shockingly, this team made the playoffs. We went 10-6. Okay, so the Steelers went 7-9, so did the Ravens, and the Browns went 5-11. So we actually played really well during the second half of the season. 4-0 in the preseason, won the opening 2 games, lost 4 in a row, beat the Chiefs, lost to the Buccaneers and the Saints, and then we won every single other game. Wow, okay, that's a 7-game winning streak to end the season, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7-game win streak to end the season. That is the way you want to enter the playoffs. Tom Brady wins MVP. Hopefully Deshaun Jackson wasn't too far behind, and it doesn't look like he was. 4,382 yards, 31 touchdowns, 15 picks. That's a good season. Not, a great number of interceptions. 15 is quite a bit, but, the yardage and the touchdowns are nice. Joe Mixon, not bad at all. 1,116 yards with 7 touchdowns. He can definitely remain on the team. Mark Walton got 3. Deshaun Watson only ran the ball 10 times. Okay, he had 2 touchdowns. AJ Green had over 1,000 yards with 6 touchdowns, but John Ross, exactly 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. Tyler Eifert had 6. Josh Malone had 2. Joe Mixon had 2. Somebody down there had 4, but they didn't have too many receptions. Who was that? That was Walton. He had 12 receptions and 4 touchdowns. That's actually an insane rate. How many sacks were let up? 8 from Jawan James, and not many from anybody else. Joe Bitonio did not let up a sack. I mean, I know I switched him to left tackle, I think after the midseason, but still, that means he went 8 games without letting up a sack at left tackle. That is nuts. On the defense, 105 tackles from Preston Brown, not bad whatsoever. 17 tackles for loss for Geno Atkins, 16 from Jordan Willis, 13 from Brandon Williams, 11 from Carl Lawson, 10 from Preston Brown. That is a ton of tackles for loss. Okay. Sacks, we have 9.5 from Brandon Williams, 7 from Carl Lawson. Interceptions, 2 from Adrian Amos and William Jackson, 1 from Preston Brown, and Devontae Harris. Do we have any touchdowns? We have at least 1. And we only have 1. It's from William Jackson. So we were 6th in the NFL in offense. Our defense has to be good. We got to the backfield a tremendous number of times. 12th on defense, not bad. Tom Brady wins MVP. We saw that Matt Bryan, is that what I just said? Doesn't matter. He comes in second. Anybody from the Bengals? There we go. Deshaun Watson, number 8. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Tom Brady. Deshaun Watson comes in 6th. Defensive Player of the Year, anybody from the Bengals? Did you not see anyone? Just making one last check. Stephon Gilmore made it at number 5. Okay, interesting. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Sam Darnold, but we have Mark Walton in there at number 6. Defensive Rookie of the Year, we have Devontae Harris and Jesse Bates in at number 6 and 7, and then nobody else from the Bengals. So let's check out the experience. We should have a decent number of experience points, for a lot of these guys. 3 from Deshaun Watson. Was expecting a little more, but we have 3 from John Ross as well. He might actually turn into a very good wide receiver for us. 2 for Joe Mixon, 1 from AJ Green and Carter, along with pretty much everyone on the O-line. Joe Bitonio has 2, 1 from Tyler Eifert as well. On the defense, we have 2 from Preston Brown and Carl Lawson and William Jackson, Jordan Willis, Darquez Dennard, and Adrian Amos. 3 from Jesse Bates, right? Is that your first name? I already forgot. It is Jesse Bates. So 3, it's not bad. I might still be looking to draft a safety. Not entirely sure yet, but let me spend these points. Here is a look at the team after I spent all of those upgrade points. So Deshaun Watson is up to an 86 overall. He also got a speed boost. So now he has 85 speed, 96 break sack as well. He also has superstar development, which is nice. Joe Mixon's up to an 83. John Ross is up to an 81 with some confidence. O-line's looking a little bit better. Joel Bitonio, not Joe. Joel Bitonio's up to a 91 overall. Tyler Eifert up to a 91 overall as well. And then on the defense, some nice upgrades here. Carl Lawson's an 83. William Jackson, 86. Jesse Bates went up to a 76, and he now fits the scheme. Jordan Willis up to an 80. Brandon Williams up to a 93. So not a bad-looking team. We are an 80 overall. The Jaguars are probably closer to a 90. They are an 87, but, if you guys have been watching my past couple of rebuilds, you know that overall doesn't mean too much in the playoffs. So let's see if we can take down the Jaguars. They're normally very difficult to take down, and it remains that way. We did not end up beating them. It was 31-23, though, I can tell in the top left. Actually, a very close game, 1 possession. So, yeah, it's what happens in the first season. I didn't really expect to make it to the playoffs to begin with, and if you ever take on the Jaguars, you're pretty much going to lose. At least we got some experience points, though. I can negotiate with Darquez Dennard now. I could have all season, but I'm actually going to now. I think I am going to bring him back. He has star development. I'm not entirely sure where that came from, but I'll still sign him back to the team. I'm still looking to draft a corner, but I only really have 2, viable corners right now. Well, I have William Jackson, who's fantastic, and then him, who's, not bad. He's getting up there. He also has star, like I mentioned, so he might actually be very, very good. But let's check out free agents here. 46.52 mil. I meant to say he might be very good one day, since he does have star. It's the 3rd time I mentioned he has star development. I should probably stop saying that. David Irving would be great to go after. I would have definitely done that if the Dolphins weren't giving him so many points. Trevor Williams is always a good player to go after, but I feel like I do it a lot, and I kind of want to draft a corner. I don't know. I might still go after Trevor Williams. I think what I'm going to do is go to 100 points. He's probably going to reject it. Actually, he fits the scheme. He would be actually perfect to target. I'm going to actually, go after... I keep saying actually. What is wrong with me right now? I need to stop saying the same phrases over and over again. Trevor Williams, though, going after him, I don't think I'm going to get anybody else. And he's still rejected. Trevor Williams always rejects unless you give him 120 points. All right, well, I guess I'll draft a cornerback then. I just want to say, before I get into the draft, Thomas Kinchin looks so good, or Tomas, whatever. He looks insane. I was considering, while I was making my trades, I was considering not trading for a quarterback and going into draft one. But in the past couple times I've done that, I haven't found any good quarterbacks. And of course, the time I trade for a quarterback, there's one of these guys here. He's probably going to be like an 85 overall. I just wanted to point him out just in case I forget to do it later. I am currently at the 9th overall pick in the draft, which is where my first selection is in the first round. So here I'm going to be selecting Daniel Wiggum. He actually looks really, really good. 6'3", 22 years old. He's a middle linebacker out of Oregon with a fantastic combine. He's like top 2 at everything. Okay, I guess except for bench press, where he is 3rd. But other than that, he looks insane. I mean, even with the bench press, like that's still a great number to have at a middle linebacker. He's very strong, very good top 3 skills. Let's select him. He's a 79 overall, quick development. Technically, we reached. I wouldn't even consider that a reach since, I mean, it was at number 9. He was supposed to go number 19. Anyway, he has 84 speed, 89 tackling, 86 block shed and hit power, 87 acceleration, 74 zone is not bad either, 85 agility. This guy's going to be my starting middle linebacker, I think. That center that just got drafted was somebody I really wanted. He's an 80 overall. That kind of sucks, but it's okay. Not that big of a deal. There's some other centers here that I could go with. The reason why I wanted him, though, is because he was an agile center, and I was going to slide him to guard. I was going to keep Billy Price at center, regardless of what happened, but that sucks. Anyway, we're going to go with Harvey Bassnight here. Doesn't have the best 40-yard dash time. 4.57 really isn't good, but there were some pretty good draft stories about him, and his top 3 skills look pretty insane. He's a 79 overall, and he has superstar development. I don't know why that was classified as a good pick. He was ranked 16th, and it's saying we drafted him at number 1. Whatever. Anyway, Superstar Dev is fantastic. 87 speed is not very good, but 82 man, 86 zone, 83 press, very good coverage stats, 91 acceleration, 85 agility, not bad. He's definitely going to start. I can afford to trade down my last first round draft pick. There were some wide receivers I wanted, but they all went. Not really that big of a deal, though. I can just trade for a wide receiver. So let's get some stuff next year. A 2nd and a 4th rounder. That's a 2nd next year, a 3rd and a 4th this year, a 2nd next year, some stuff this year. I kind of just want all stuff next year. I don't like trading down late in drafts. It kind of just gets boring and monotonous to me. So I'm going to take the 2nd and the 4th next year from the Bears. We are now at the end of the 2nd round, and I think I'm going to be selecting an offensive lineman. He should still be here, and there he is. James Kesey. 38 reps is great. A- impact block is nice to see. B run block, B- pass block power. Looks like a great offensive lineman. Let's go with him. He's an 80 overall. He was ranked 6th in the whole draft. I like how it says we reached because, okay, this makes no sense. It's saying we reached when supposedly we drafted him number 1 and he was supposed to go number 6, but then it was a good pick when we drafted that guy at number 1 and he was supposed to go 16th. I don't know. This game's really glitchy, but regardless of all that, James Kesey looks phenomenal. He's definitely going to be a starting offensive lineman for us. Even though he doesn't fit this scheme, it's okay. 92 strength is great. 90 impact block, 84 run, 82 pass block power, 80 lead block. Looking like a great offensive lineman. Carter Harrimans is going to be my selection right now. He is supposed to go in the 4th round. I'm currently in the late 3rd. This is pretty much right around the time he's supposed to go since he's an early 4th. But he's very strong. 33 reps is not bad. Top 3 skills looking nice, and he also fits the scheme. If I move him over to guard, he should still fit this scheme. I think that's what I'm planning on doing. Let's go with him, though. He's a 77 overall normal development. He was supposed to go in the 1st round, and we selected him in the late 3rd. 86 strength is not bad. 83 run block. A bunch of stats there in the 80s. Not a terrible-looking player at all. Eric DePaula is the next player up on my draft board. He's just going to be like my backup running back. He might not even be the backup because he might be a lower overall than our actual backup, but still, B+ carrying, B+ trucking, B- stiff arm, not bad top 3 skills. Not the fastest, but he is very, very strong. He's going to be a 73 overall. Not a good player, really, at all. 86 speed, 86 trucking, 89 carrying isn't bad. He could probably transition to like fullback or something, but I'll just keep him as like my 3rd string running back. Here is a look at that quarterback that I mentioned earlier. He went to the Buccaneers at number 1 overall. 97 throw, power 83, deep accuracy, 89 medium, 90 short, 76 speed too, and he also has star development. That guy looks insane. They also have Henry Ford, who actually looks like a really good safety, 78 overall. 84 speed though. Oh, okay. Well, that's not very good. But still, they had a pretty decent draft if you look at all the 70s they drafted, and then of course this stud. I'm giving the Panthers a 2nd round draft pick and Sam Hubbard for Devin Funchess. If the team last year made the playoffs, then I really think this team can make it to the playoffs as well. This team just got a lot better than it was last year. Now, Kesey and Harrimans are starting on the offensive line, both rookies and both very high overall rookies. Deshaun Watson is still here. He played very well last season. Hopefully he can do that again. Joe Mixon played well last year. AJ Green and John Ross both were pretty much over 1,000 yards. John Ross got exactly 1,000. And now Devin Funchess is the number 2 wide receiver. Tyler Eifert's still the tight end. I might sign a backup tight end just because currently it's a 66 overall and his last name is Shrek. Okay. And then on the defensive side, we really didn't change all that much. I mean, we have a different corner now. We have this guy, Bass Knight. I'm going to put him at the number 2. Just so then, I think Darquez Denard is playing in the nickel. So then I want Bass Knight playing more. Because I'm pretty sure if, Darquez Denard is the number 2 in the depth chart and playing in the nickel, then he's playing the number 2 and then he's the nickel in nickel packages. I want this guy to be the number 2 and then just in nickel packages I want Darquez Denard to be playing. If that made any sense, I kind of hope it did. We're going to stick with Jesse Bates at free safety. I think he has quick or star development at this point. Okay, so he only has quick. He didn't go up at all, but still he definitely has some room to grow. Jordan Willis has star development now. Hopefully he can have a big year. Carl Lawson's still the right end. This D-line is unchanged. I think it was good enough last year. And the linebacker core just got a little bit better because Wingham is now starting, or Wiggum, not Wingham. Whatever, he's starting at middle linebacker. He's a very talented young player. And then Preston Brown is moving to left out where he goes up in overall, actually. That's pretty cool. I could start Wiggum out here and he'd go up to an 82, but I want him playing at middle. I think that's going to be the best fit. So I'm just going to sign a backup tight end, and I'll see you at the midseason. Here we are at the midseason, and we are going 2-5. That's nice to see. The Browns are undefeated. Okay. The Steelers are 6-2, and the Ravens are 3-4. We did just beat the Seahawks, though. That's kind of nice. Only 1 experience point from 2 players here on the offense. And then on the defensive side, we have 3 from Bass Knight, and then 1 from a bunch of other players. So AJ Green has to come back to the team. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do this. I think it would be weird if I didn't. He's a very talented wide receiver, of course. William Jackson, I want back. And I think that is it. So AJ Green, let's get him back to the team. We have $80 million in cap room pretty much. I can definitely bring him back for the rest of the rebuild. He should still be like, a consistent 1,000-yard receiver, even when he's going to be like 33, 34 years old. So I'm okay with it. And then William Jackson is coming back to the team as well. Last season, we started off very poorly, in the first half of the season. Then we actually did really well in the second half. Hopefully that can happen again. We did not end up making the playoffs this season. What did we end up going? 7-9, really not that bad of a record. The Browns went 13-3. That is nuts. The Steelers 10-6 and the Ravens 9-7. Madden simulation is really strange this year. That's just kind of all I have to say to that. 3-1 in the preseason, lost the opening 2 games, beat the Ravens, lost 3 in a row, won 4 in a row then, and then lost 4, and then won 2. Okay. If we could have won, those 4 in a row near the end of the year, we would have definitely been in the playoffs. But anyway, let's check out the stats. Deshaun Watson, 4,412 yards, 34 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Not a bad season at all. Let's check out rushing, though. Joe Mixon, again, not a bad year. 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. Eric DePaula, I guess, was our number 2 running back. He had 3 touchdowns, 1 from Walton and then 1 from Watson. Tyler Eifert gets over 1,000 yards this time with 8 touchdowns. AJ Green gets 4 touchdowns. Devin Funchess gets 7, and John Rouse gets 10. So pretty good seasons from all of those players. Joe Mixon gets 1 touchdown only. Blocking, how was this? Phenomenal again. Honestly, this offensive line is playing very, very well. 105 tackles from Adrian Amos. He actually leads our team. Where's our rookie? He only had 60 tackles. Ooh, that's not that many. Tackles for loss, we have 15 from Geno Atkins, 14 from Vontaze Burfict, and 11 from Jordan Willis. Sack numbers, 7.5 from Jordan Willis, 6 from Vontaze Burfict. Not that many sacks. Interceptions, we have 4 from William Jackson, 2 from Harvey Bass Knight, 1 from Carl Lawson. He got an interception. Okay, and then 1 from Darquez Denard. Our defense doesn't seem like they played too badly. We just didn't get too much pressure. Or any sacks, I guess. We didn't generate too many sacks. 13th in the NFL in offense. What about defense? We were 29th. Okay, so I guess our defense did not play well. Le'Veon Bell wins MVP. Nobody from the... Actually, never mind. There he is. Deshaun Watson. For some reason, I didn't see that at all. So he made it there at number 10. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Le'Veon Bell. Deshaun Watson makes it in there, number 6. Defensive Player of the Year, anybody from the Bengals. It actually goes to Rashaan Evans. That's pretty cool. Anybody from the Bengals? I don't see anyone. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Nobody from the Bengals. I don't really think I started anybody. Let's just see. NFC Offensive Player or Offensive Rookie of the Year. I want to see if it goes to the quarterback. It did not go to the quarterback. Thomas Kitchen comes in second. Zachary Solfsted. Okay, he comes in first. AFC Defensive Rookie of the Year. Who does this go to? It goes to Lawrence Bostic. Harvey Bass Knight comes in second. He probably still has a ton of experience points, though, since he does have Superstar. Daniel Wiggum comes in 7th, and that's it from our team. I really wish Wiggum played more. I'm pretty sure Preston Brown probably played a lot more than he did, and Vontaze Burfict did too. 3 experience points for Deshaun Watson, 1 from Joe Mixon and Carter, 1 from Devin Funchess, Tyler Eifert, and Billy Price as well. But John Ross, he only had 1. He had a pretty good year again. On the defense, we have 2 from Wiggum. What about Bass Knight? He has 9. okay. 2 from Carl Lawson and Jordan Willis, along with Jesse Bates, and then 1 from Adrian Amos and a couple other guys there. We are now in free agency with $64 million to spend. We can reel in a lot of players if anyone good is here. Miles Jack. I think I'm going to go after him. Don't really need Derrick Henry. I mean, he would be an upgrade over Joe Mixon, but Joe Mixon has been playing well. Jalen Mills would be a pretty good nickel corner over Darqueze Dennard, since that rookie's going to go up to like an 88 overall. Sheldon Rankins would be a nice acquisition as well, since Geno Atkins is down to an 83. Regression is insane in this game. That's kind of all I have to say about that. So let's throw some money at these players. We ended up getting Jalen Mills, Miles Jack, and Sheldon Rankins. That makes this defense look a lot better. So Miles Jack is currently our middle linebacker. I think I can keep it that way, as long as he plays though. I actually might have to switch that around and have Wiggum still stay at middle. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do yet, but we also have Jalen Mills now. He could also slide up to free safety if I need him to, but he does still fit at corner really well. I might try to draft a safety. I also went after Jake Elliott, because why not? He was chilling in free agency, and nobody gave him a contract, so I went after him. The only decent looking safety in this draft is Gifford Navarre maybe? He doesn't even look that good though. I still might take a shot and draft him, and if he isn't good, I'll just trade for one. I mean, this guy down here doesn't look terrible. Laquan Manning, he did run a 4.75 though. Okay, so I'm just going to go with Navarre. Let's see what he's all about. 80 overall with star development. That was unexpected. 83 speed is terrible. 80 zone is very good. 82 tackling, not bad. I guess 80 zone isn't very good, but it's not bad for a rookie. 85 acceleration, 91 hit power is great. 81 pursuit. Alright, well, I guess this guy's going to start. I'm going to trade away my second round draft pick. Maybe trying to get a first. That would be awesome. Okay, so there aren't going to be any firsts, being offered. But there really isn't anything good being offered at all. I'll take this from the Saints. I don't have anyone here who I really want to select. I might just go with Chauncey Augers. He's slow, but he has good top 3 skills. I'm just going to select him, and I'll probably send him to the end of the draft. He has star development. He's a 73 overall. He's not going to play, but still, I mean, that's an interesting pick. I'm giving the Rams Preston Brown, Geno Atkins, and a first-round draft pick for Aaron Donald. I'm just trying to clear some cap by giving the Seahawks Brandon Williams, Darqueze Dennard, and Randy Bullock. Obviously, Randy Bullock isn't too expensive, but I signed Jake Elliott, so I have no need for a kicker now. So yeah, I'm giving the Seahawks those 3 players for their first-round draft pick. I really like this team. I think this team has a ton of potential to make it into the playoffs. I need a backup tight end again, but I'll do that after I commentate here. So the offense really isn't different at all. I'm pretty sure everybody who was a starter last year is still a starter this year. But then the defense got a lot different. So now Aaron Donald, definitely the biggest difference. He is playing our number 1 defensive tackle spot. Sheldon Rankins is our number 2 D tackle. So this defensive line, just got so good. Bass Knight is up to an 87 overall, but his stats are so good. He's still pretty slow. 87 speed is still not great, but 94 man coverage, 88 zone, 86 press. He makes up for speed with his, coverage ability for sure. Miles Jack is our new right outside linebacker. Wiggum is going to start at middle. Montez Burfict is playing left. And then also we drafted Navarre, the rookie. Star development, 80 overall. He's going to be playing free safety for us. I think he's going to play well. I also changed the defensive scheme to a base 4-3 just to see if we can generate more sacks this way. I think it might be able to, or this team will be able to. I like this team a lot, so let me sim to the midseason mark after I, spend my coach experience and sign a tight end. We have a bye week at the midseason mark here, but we just lost to the Eagles by quite a bit. We are currently 6-2 though. Okay, so this team is still having a good season even though we just lost to the Eagles. I mean, the Eagles are a great team in simulation. The Browns are 4-3, the Steelers 3-4, and the Bengals, the Ravens 2-5. As of now, we have a pretty decent hold on the division, but of course anything can happen. Deshaun Watson has to come back to the team. He's going to be expensive. He also has 2 experience points. Joe Mixon, Harrimans, Billy Price, Kesey, and Funchess. Is it Kesey? Yeah, it's definitely Kesey. I think that's how I would pronounce that. They all have 1. John Ross, he has 2 as well. That's pretty nice. And then on the defense, we have 1 from Bass Knight and Jalen Mills and William Jackson, along with a bunch of other players here. 2 from Jordan Willis, who has superstar development now, by the way, unless it went down recently. Yeah, he is superstar dev. I don't know how he keeps getting development upgrades. He's been playing well, but not extremely well. Well enough to the point where I think he should, be going up in development every season. Doesn't matter though. Navarre has 2. I don't know why it says it. Why did I say it doesn't matter? It's awesome, is what I meant. It doesn't matter. I need to stop talking, I think. Deshaun Watson, though, definitely has to come back to the team. I want Vontaze Burfict. I want Joe Mixon. I want Carl Lawson. I want Jordan Willis. I want John Ross, and then that's it. So, a lot of players here, but it shouldn't be too expensive. We have $40 million. Deshaun Watson easily is the most expensive out of all of these guys. That is a huge contract, but you're worth it for sure. In real life and in simulation, I think he'd be worth it at this point. I feel like in a couple years, he's going to, as long as he doesn't get hurt, Deshaun Watson, I think, will turn into a very, very good quarterback. I mean, he had a good rookie season. He had some accuracy issues and some like decision-making issues, like where he'd throw some passes, that probably should have gotten picked off or something and didn't. But he is great, at getting out of bad situations. He's good in the pocket. He does have a nice arm, too. So if he can work on all of those problems, I mean, Deshaun Watson's going to be a great quarterback. I don't know why I'm even talking about this. I'm pretty sure that's like obvious at this point. If he can stay healthy and if he can keep progressing, he will be a fantastic, quarterback in the NFL. But now we got all these players back. I think we did, at least. It looks like to me we got all these players back. We don't have too much money to spend in free agency, but it'll be all right. We went 9-7. Wow, we did not play well the second half of the season. The Browns won the division going 10-6. The Steelers also went 9-7, and the Ravens went 5-11. That means that 3 teams from this division made the playoffs. I'm assuming the Browns probably played the Steelers or something. I don't know. But anyway, 3-1 in the preseason. Regular season. Actually, hold on. I want to see this. The postseason. Hold on. Do the Browns play the Steelers? No, they have a bye week. Oh, they got a first round bye. Okay, going 10-6. I didn't actually expect them to get one. But yeah, in the regular season, won the opening 5 games, lost to the Redskins, beat the Colts, lost to the Eagles, beat the Dolphins, and we lost to the Steelers 1-2, and then lost 4 in a row. Wow, okay, so that's where the season just took a turn for the worse. Carson Wentz wins MVP. Deshaun Watson still has not won an MVP. And this year, I think it was his best year, but I don't know how true that is. I just saw his rating, that it was over 100. I just kind of assumed his interceptions would be under 10, but still another very good season for him. Joe Mixon, another good season. I mean, he hasn't gotten over 4 yards a carry once, but still, I'll take over 1,100 yards with 8 touchdowns, pretty much with any attempt amount, because there's no chance you'd have that many carries where you'd have a really bad average with that many yards. And then 4 fumbles. That's not great, actually. Will Cross gets 6 touchdowns. I actually don't even know who that is. Over 1,000 yards for Tyler Eifert with 5 touchdowns. John Ross gets 10 touchdowns again. He's had 10 touchdowns the past 3 seasons. Devin Funchess gets 7. AJ Green gets 5. That's actually rather low for AJ Green. He's regressing a little. You can definitely tell. Blocking, how is this? Great once again. 3 players let up sacks. Nobody else did. And Billy Price only let up 1. 106 tackles from Myles Jack. Seems to be a pretty good acquisition for this team. 14 tackles for loss for Jordan Willis. 13 from Carl Lawson. 11 from Myles Jack and Sheldon Rankins. Sack numbers, nothing fantastic. Still 8 from Jordan Willis. 7 from Aaron Donald. That's a pretty underwhelming season from Aaron Donald. I expected him to do more, but that's okay. Interceptions, 3 from William Jackson, Harvey Bassnight, and Jalen Mills, and Gifford Navarre. Okay, so we have a lot of interceptions from those guys, and then 2 from Myles Jack and Adrian Amos, and then 1 from Daniel Wiggum. We have a lot of picks this season. That's cool to see. Any defensive touchdowns? We do not have any, so I'm hoping our safety won Defensive Rookie of the Year. That would be awesome. We were 7th in the NFL in offense, and then we were 4th in the NFL on defense. Okay, so this team actually looks really good. Carson Wentz wins MVP. We saw that already. Blake Bortles comes in 2nd. What a legend. Andy Dalton. I don't know if he was in the MVP race any other season. I just noticed him now, though. That sucks. Deshaun Watson is in the list at number 8. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Le'Veon Bell. I think he won it last year. Blake Bortles and Phillip Rivers, who's on the Bills. He's still an 85 overall. That's kind of interesting. Geno Atkins went down, to like an 82? And he's younger than Phillip Rivers, and Phillip Rivers didn't regress too much. Deshaun Watson, though, in the list at number 6. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Ryan Shazier. He's a 94. Myles Jack, though, comes in 3rd. Nobody else from the Bengals. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Will Cross comes in 2nd. I don't even know who that player is. I didn't draft him. Defensive Rookie of the Year does not go to our safety. It goes to Reggie Knox. Where's our safety? He's in there number 5. Wow. He had a good season, and he is top 5, I guess. I guess that's not too bad. He should still have a lot of experience points, though, because he has star development. Let's check out the experience points here, though. 4 for Deshaun Watson, 2 from Joe Mixon, 1 from Cross. I think, yeah, okay, so he's our backup running back, but he's also our fullback, I guess. 2 from Devin Funchess, 2 from John Ross, 1 from 4 guys on the offensive line there. And then on the defense, we have 4 from Navarre, not bad. 2 from Bassnight, 1 from William Jackson, 1 from Jalen Mills, 4 for Jordan Willis. Did he make the Pro Bowl or something? Because that's a lot. Progression history. I don't see a Pro Bowl appearance. Whatever, not complaining. 4 is a lot. It's not bad at all. 2 from Carl Lawson, 2 from Miles Jack. Some experience points here. 3 from Evans. Okay, this guy's a backup, Jordan Evans. He's not, going to go up too much, though. The good news about this team is that they progressed very, very well throughout the past couple of years. The bad news is that we have to take on the Jaguars again. A game in which we will probably lose. But let's go over the team quickly. Deshaun Watson's up to a 93 overall. A couple other guys here progressed well in the offense, but he definitely, out-progressed everyone. Bass Knight's up to an 89 overall. Navarre's up to an 84. Miles Jack's almost a 99. Of course, Aaron Donald is a 99. And I did not use Evans' skill points. It's okay, I'm not going to. The team looks pretty good. We're 91 overall, 93 offense, 97 defense. Let's see what the Jaguars are. I wouldn't be surprised if they're higher overall than us. They're an 88, so in these couple of years, they've only went up 1 overall point since the first time we had to, take them on in the playoffs. Let's see if we can win, though. Maybe get our first playoff victory. And we cannot. The Jaguars, very, very good in this game. They're good in real life, too, of course, but they're insane to try to take down. 26-21, that was a very close game. I'll go one more season, though. Hopefully, I don't jinx it or something and we don't make the playoffs next year. There really isn't any position I need too badly in this draft, but I'm just going to go with Lavaris Jones with my first round selection. This is probably going to be the only selection I show, but this guy actually looks very good. Let's select him. 80 overall, he has star development, 87 speed and acceleration, 91 catching, 94 short route running, terrible deep route running, but everything else looks great on this guy. I don't think he's going to play, but he looked interesting, so I wanted to select him. I'm not going to make any trades heading into the final season here, so here's a look at the final roster. I think this team's pretty good. I mean, there's a couple low overalls on the offensive line, but they've been playing out of their minds this, rebuild so far. It seems like they're playing well in the run game, too, because Joe Mixon is, constantly getting over 1,000 yards, which is nice. Constantly over, 1,100 yards. And here's a look at the defense. I have an experience point for Bass Knight. I will spend that. Going with Slot, getting him up to a 90 overall. He's turned out to be a very, very good player for this team. That is awesome to see. He's a 90 overall. He was, a 78 when we drafted him? We have 4 for Bates, for Jesse Bates. I'll spend those maybe. Actually, I won't spend them. It's not really that big of a deal. I'm going to go to the end of the season where we should be in the playoffs. If not, then that's just tragic. We made it into the playoffs, and we also have a first round bye. And we also beat the Packers last week. That's nice. 13-3 for the team, 10-6 for the Steelers, 9-7 from the Browns, 8-7-1 from the Ravens. The entire division played pretty well. Obviously, we played the best, though. 13-3. That's a great record to have, especially to end a rebuild on. 4-0 in the preseason. Beat the Bears to open the season. Lost to the Ravens. Lost to the Vikings. And we lost to the Steelers. But then we won every single other game. Looks nice to me. Maybe Deshaun Watson finally won an MVP. Nope, Matt Ryan wins MVP. What did Deshaun Watson do? Had to have played very well. Over 4,000 yards, 36 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. That is a great season from him. Joe Mixon, 1,414 yards, 11 touchdowns. Easily his best season so far. No receiver got over 1,000 yards. A.J. Green, though, got 900. John Ross loses his streak of 10 touchdowns this season with 9, though. That's still very good. 9 touchdowns is not bad. 8 from Tyler Eifert, 7 from Devin Funchess. Devin Funchess has low-key been playing pretty well for us. This offensive line, though, I mean, I'm telling you, you don't really need that high of an overall for your offensive line. As long as you just have pretty decent stats on all the players, they should play well. On the defense, 101 tackles from Miles Jack. I thought it said 15 interceptions for a second. I was about to lose my mind if that's what it said. He had 9 tackles for loss and 11 sacks. He had 11 sacks. Okay, well, anyway, 16 tackles for loss for Aaron Donald and Sheldon Rankins, 12 from Jordan Willis and Carl Lawson. Actually, 10 from Carl Lawson, my bad. 14 sacks from Jordan Willis. He's played very well, too. 11 from Miles Jack. That is insane from him. He's not really a pass rusher at all. And then 10 from Aaron Donald. That's great for a defensive tackle. 3 picks from Harvey Bass Knight, 2 from Adrian Amos, and Gifford and Navarre. I can't get over that name. The name is so strange. 1 interception from Miles Jack and Vontez Burfict. Any touchdowns? I see a safety. I'll check out who got that. It's probably Aaron Donald. That was actually Jordan Willis. He had a really good season for us. We were 6th in the NFL in offense. Defense has to be top 10. If we went 13-3, I feel like it has to be. We were 1st. Okay. It's a lot better than top 10. We were 1st. Matt Ryan, we already saw, wins MVP. Deshaun Watson, though, comes in 5th. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Le'Veon Bell. Deshaun Watson, though, comes in 2nd. Joe Mixon finally makes it at number 9. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Miles Jack. We have Vontez Burfict in there at number 8. Offensive Rookie of the Year. I didn't really draft anyone. I drafted that one wide receiver, and that was it. Defensive Rookie of the Year Nobody for the Bengals. Best quarterback, Deshaun Watson comes in second, only behind one of the best quarterbacks to ever do it in Blake Bortles. Of course, that's satire. But best running back, or sarcasm, I guess would have been the better term. Le'Veon Bell wins that. Melvin Gordon comes in second, and then there's Joe Mixon. Best wide receiver goes to Dede Westbrook. Okay. And then we have A.J. Green, though, at number 10. Nobody else from the Bengals. Best offensive lineman goes to Joel Bitonio. Juwan James and James Kesey are both in the list as well, along with Billy Price and Carter Harriman. So we have the entire offensive line in here. This O-line has been great. Jordan Willis wins best D-lineman. We also have Aaron Donald in this list. And we also have Carl Lawson. Okay, that's awesome. 3 of our 4 defensive linemen make it. Best linebacker goes to Miles Jack. Nobody else from the Bengals. Best defensive back actually goes to Artie Burns. He's a 93 overall. Wow. Okay. Harvey Bass Knight comes in 8th, though. Actually kind of surprised Bass Knight made it. Didn't he only have like 3 interceptions or something? Parker Herring wins best kicker. Is Jake Elliott in this? There he is at number 6. What a legend. He could have had more interceptions than that, but I'm pretty sure he only had like 3 or 4, but that's still a very good year. But I feel like I've had players get like 6 and not make it. Whatever. Deshaun Watson comes in third. Not comes in third. He has 3 experience points. What am I even on about? 3 experience points from Joe Mixon, 2 from a couple other guys, and then 1 from a couple guys too. On the defense, 3 from Miles Jack, 4 from Navarre, 3 from Bass Knight. Looking nice. 5 from Jordan Willis too. I turned on auto upgrading, so it went by a lot faster, but this is what the team looks like. We are a 92 overall, 95 offense, 97 defense. Deshaun Watson, that's a 98 overall with confidence. Somehow he lost a development trait. I don't understand how that happened. That's alright though. And on the defense, Jordan Willis is up to a 93. Bass Knight's up to a 93. This team's looking really good, but let's check out the overall difference between us and the Browns. It really doesn't matter what the overalls are. They are an 84, we are a 92, so we have an 8 overall point advantage. I still think it's like a 50-50 game. It's probably honestly more in their favor to win, just because I feel like you never win sim if you're using the team. Hey, we won, 24-21. Okay, can we take down the Texans and go into the Super Bowl against the Eagles? That's my guess. No, we cannot. We lost to the Texans, and it's going to be the Texans and the Falcons in this Super Bowl. Let's check out the score, though. I feel like it was probably a close game. I wonder who the Texans quarterback is. If it's still Andy Dalton, right? Is that who it was? Pretty sure. I could be wrong. I think I traded Andy Dalton to the Texans at some point. But we beat the Browns 24-21 and then lost by 6 points to the Texans. I'm just really curious now. I'm pretty sure I traded Andy Dalton to the Texans. It's kind of annoying me that I can't remember. But I just want to see who the Texans quarterback is. If it's not Andy Dalton, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do if it's not him. I'll probably react normally. It's Zach Brenner. Teddy Bridgewater's on this team. Did Andy Dalton retire? Maybe he was never on that team. I don't remember what team I traded him to. I know he was an MVP one of the seasons, and I feel like I remember him being on the Texans for it. But anyway, that is going to conclude this rebuild. I think it went pretty well. I hope you guys enjoyed, though, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.